Hello, and welcome to probably one of the weirdest videos I have ever made, especially for this video on my new channel. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through old shows that I grew up with, that I watched as a kid, and see how they went from this amazing great show to the absolute epitome of trash. But before we start, a word from our sponsor. The greatest game of all times, Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, but we do have a sponsor, even if it's not a real one. So we're just going to be sharing you that sponsored in just a second. So let's pop in. Whoa!
Are you tired of cleaning with products where the same spot you just cleaned after time is dirty again? Well, hi, my name's Ethan, and I'm here to talk to you about my product. The power of spanking clean. Not only does it make the stains disappear, it also makes the surface disappear. Watch. Now I'm going to demonstrate for you the power of spanking. Give me your hand.
What?
I said give me your hand.
No! What are you doing?
Taking over this ad.
Why?
You see, I've been doing TV commercials for a long time. And the money is good, don't get me wrong, but this one isn't. But when I heard you could make something disappear, well, I was intrigued, and I knew what I had to do. You see, I'm getting back at you. But there's no time to explain that because you just run away, and I would rather just spray you and get it over with. So, here we go. Darn you, child lock! You freaking stop my evil plans! Where are you going? Oh, will I find you? What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me. No more. Ah! I told you I'd find you, and guess what? I did. My response is gonna be the same now as it was before. I want to make you disappear. So remember, spray and spank. Just spray and spank. The best cleaner on the market for only $19.95. This will get rid of anything.
So today's video is going to be focusing on Thomas the Train and Bob Builder, two of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. And over the years, they have taken some turns which, in my personal opinion, have not been beneficial and have just ruined it. And they are becoming the Hershey squirts of childhood animation. Thomas the Train would go on to be a worldwide phenomenon in children's television. Now, it was aired originally in October 9th, 1984, which is, a very long time ago. However, the books, and as Google says, universe, was not created until, goes back all the way to 1945, which is a long time ago as well. Now, over the years, we would have some of the greatest television ever. New characters, new seasons, new scenarios, blah, blah, blah. It was a national hit. And then came CGI. But before we move on to the CGI portion of my, discussion / disappointment in the show, random fact, Thomas the Train was born May 12th, 1945. And there is also apparently a Storytime podcast, which is kind of weird if you ask me. And I feel would go a little bit something like this. Hello, my name is Thomas.
And I'm Percy.
And we're so glad that you could join us in today's episode of the Storytime podcast.
What's the story today, Thomas?
I don't know. What do you think it should be, Percy?
What about the ghost train?
And which one would that be, Percy?
And every year, on the date of the accident, it runs as a warning to the others, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul.
For the love of coal, Percy, we've already done that one.
Yeah, well, I used to be an adventurer like you until I was purposefully bumped into the key.
That was good. And also stupid of you to ask him to bump you to make you look smart.
Huh, not as stupid as you always refusing to put on your snowplow.
Shut up, you tank. Anyway, that's all the time we have for now.
You listen here, Thomas, you six-pack of scrap.
Goodbye!
No, but we're not done yet.
Thomas the Train would eventually move to full-on CGI in the coming years after its first film released in 2009. The reason for the move to eventually going full-on CGI was to be able to convey more emotion into the stories and characters. Now, in that aspect, that makes sense. You know, want to have more emotion into characters and not just them looking straight-faced and going, "Oh no, I've lost my coal." Frickin' Henry. No, but in the other hand, it's just, I mean, I would rather watch the full series of CGI rather than Series 25. And if you've never seen what Series 25 looks like, then I'm say your prayers because we're in for a scare. Yup, Thomas the Train has taken a turn for the worst, and might I say, it looks absolutely dog crap. Like, it looks like some crappy rundown version of My Little Pet Shop because of the way that the eyes look. Like, jeez, you could have made them look better. Like, this is reverse Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Unlike the Sonic the Hedgehog movie where they realized the mistake that they made, like, oh no, this looks horrible, let's fix it and do better. With this, it's like, oh yeah, we've done a horrible job, but let's keep it because it appeals to kids of this generation. I hope you burn. And when I say burn, I don't mean burn the kids, because why would you want to burn kids? Anywho, moving on from the meat barbecue that you were thinking of your mind, yeah, I just hope that they realize the mistake that they made. Kirsty Mattel. We used to have good, and now we have this. We used to have this, and now we have that. Like, Mattel, what you thinking, fam? Now, I don't know why I went British for a second, and I do apologize. Anyway, that concludes this section of the video. But now, moving on, Bob the Builder. But the question is, can we fix it? The year is 2062, and finally, after 400 years, they have finally announced the newest Bob the Builder game for the Nintendo Wii. They have finally announced Can We Fix It 3. I just can't wait and really hope that Bob the Builder in this third installment of the series is able to beat WizPig. Yeah! Now let's hope it's not going to be like a Cyberpunk launch. Now, all jokes aside from the absolute roast that I just gave Cyberpunk, we move to Bob the Builder, and I will be informing you of some facts, the truth, opinions, and some more random stuff of Bob the Builder, like I did with Thomas the Train. Whether it be jokes, probably. Whether it be roasts, who knows. Whether it be children, I mean, children already watch the shows and the reboots, and yeah, so anyway, let's move on. Now, Bob the Builder originally aired November 28th, 1998. 4 years, actually, no, make that almost 3 years before I was born. And ran till December 20th, 2004. You know, so about 6 years it ran, almost. Actually, no, it ran for more than a little over 6 years. But anyway, yeah. Over the course of those years, there would become later reboots of the show, or whatever you like to call them. You know, there was Bob the Builder, there was Bob the Builder Project Let's Go, and
Ironically, I literally have just, as I am editing this and doing all the voiceovers and all that stuff, as I'm editing because I don't record the clips in advance, I have found the pilot episode images. So the pilot episode originally aired in 1997 and was made by Alien Animation. It is honestly a lot different than the official show, and I didn't even realize that the pilot episode was even a thing until like 5 minutes ago, as I am saying this voice line. But no, it was made by Alien Animation, and then because of the success it has, or had, I guess, it was pitched to Hit Entertainment, which eventually greenlit the show for the official series of Bob the Builder, and yeah, that's where we get to 1998, and the show is released. As I watched the pilot episode, they only had Scoop, which for those of you who do not know who Scoop is, he is the backhoe. But in this pilot episode, they don't have every character. It's just Bob and, well, in today's world, it would be Scoop, but in the pilot episode, they just called him Digger, and I'm like, they called him Digger? What? No! Yeah, so it was just him and Bob in the yard, you know, they're stretching, playing music, Bob bumps into a barrel, falls over, breaks the music. My Bob. And they're like, oh look, there is a bird's nest in the gutter on the roof. And it's like, oh, that explains why the gutter floods. And I'm like, and then yeah, Bob asks Digger, aka Scoop, to get a tool, and then Bob grabs a ladder, climbs up, fixes it, and yeah. I don't know how I feel about the pilot episode though. Yeah, the pilot episode was definitely a strange thing to watch, and you'll probably be like, "Arr? What happened? And how did it go from this to what it is now?" Well, the classic Bob that we all know and love deep down. But yeah, that's what Bob the Builder looked like back in the 90s, before the official show came out. Yeah. Bob the Builder would also go on to have some special and longer episodes, which included A Christmas to Remember and The Knights of Fix-A-Lot. Now, moving on towards the more scarier side of Bob the Builder, which, although as scary as the pilot episode was, this is even scarier. We now move on to the modern day, current reboot version of Bob the Builder, and might I say, I have a lot of questions. The questions need to be answered, and here we go. I will show you what the current version of Bob the Builder looks like in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. And as you can see, you may think, holy crap, this is horrible. How am I supposed to sleep at night? And to be honest, I don't even know. And on top of that, what's even worse is that they even redesigned that look for Bob. Yep, as you can see, they made him look even weirder. He just looks like some random dude off the street named Kevin. Maybe that's what he went into after he fortified his house and protected it from robbers. And his family's house in New York. Who would have known? That mastermind secretly would eventually go into carpentry and become a man of construction. Now you're probably thinking, what do you think of this? What is your reaction to all the heartbreaking sadness that comes from these thrones of lies that the companies try to fill with the new reboots of shows? You know what I think? this is what I think. Now, this isn't a Poggers moment. This isn't PogChamp. This isn't #1 victory royale. This isn't mining diamonds. This is just trash. This is just... This overflows my heart wallet, and it fills it with hurt coins and deposited into my sadness savings. How am I supposed to roast a marshmallow and move on with my life? Entertainment? How? How am I supposed to sleep at night while these nightmares live in the back of my head? It's too hard. I lie awake at night thinking, man, are childhood shows ever gonna get a proper reboot that make kids of this generation and the original people who watch them happy? Oh, I don't know, but I hope they do. Now, I don't know how well this video is gonna go, and I mean, if it's gonna be like my own channel with the views I got, you know, that's fine. I don't care. I had fun making the project, and that's what matters. But honestly, I feel like deep down somewhere, in some reality, it would just be described by this image. Funny. That is the word I would describe this video, and I thought that I put a lot of funniness and humor into it. Maybe you may not have laughed. Maybe I laughed more. Who knows? But you know what? As long as I had fun, that's what matters. And if you guys liked the video and found it funny, then you know what? If you wanted to see more videos like this, then you know what? You know what to do. Subscribe and like. Again, you don't have to. It's up to you. But I think that's going to conclude our little project and funny video. Oh yeah, by the way, there was actually like a play version of Level Builder. Yeah, it's gonna be funny. He looks funny. That's right, funny.